So
I'm in.
I'm not. Right, so I would start right. All right, there we go. All right, hi and welcome to Off Chain. My name is Jimmy Song. Today is November 25th, 2017, and happy all-time high to everybody. But before we do that, Tone, you want to say hi?
Hey guys, how are you? All right, we're gonna try out new software again this time. We're gonna get it right one of these days. I know a lot of you are complaining about the sound quality and stuff, but we will get it right sooner or later.
Yeah. So hopefully this is different software. I'm not using Skype anymore. I'm trying Zoom.us.
Hey, no complaints. So far, so good. Yeah, beautiful.
So far. Anyway, here's the all-time high that we are experiencing. I think we hit something like 86 something on Bitstamp. And you can see we're way higher. We've sort of broken out above this range. The mempool, despite Bitcoin Black Friday being yesterday, seems to still be relatively low. It is the weekend, but it's a big shopping weekend, so we'll see what that means. But basically, there's just not that many transactions in the mempool, and you can see like this blue band at the bottom here. This is the 0 to 5 Satoshi per byte. That's like on the order of like 10 cents or something like that. So if those are getting through, that means mempool's super clear. Any thoughts on the mempool and Bitcoin Black Friday, John?
I love it. Well, Bitcoin Black Friday is a non-event, right? The event is there's an actual Black Friday, so people are really busy shopping with traditional money, and hopefully people that have been spamming the mempool got a little too busy in order to make up for all of their losses of spamming the mempool to buy a couple of cheap electronics. But Amazon stock was up about $30. Amazon did very well. I mean, the stock's done amazingly well. But yeah, no, I mean, look, when people get distracted from Bitcoin mempool goes to where it should be, right? So it's beautiful right now. I'm looking at about 4.25 megabytes of data in the mempool for non-zero fee transactions. So it's great. Like this is the weekend. I want to consolidate, my Bitcoin, move them around, hopefully pull out the gold. I still have no idea what's going on with the diamond, but yeah. So this is your time to move your Bitcoin around.
Yeah, and if you don't have outputs and SegWit addresses, this might be a good time to go do that because SegWit addresses generally will be cheaper to move around, but you need to send them to SegWit addresses first. So
right, this is also what I'm planning on doing. Everyone's complaining that I don't have SegWit addresses, so hopefully I'll find some time this weekend. I'm gonna redo a lot of my transactions and get some SegWit addresses and update all of my fees and donations and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, there you go. All right, so so that's pretty good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin Diamond. So I did make a mistake yesterday. I thought that it was 80 basis points per Bitcoin Diamond, and I thought that you got 1 Bitcoin Diamond per Bitcoin. Actually, it turns out you get 10 Bitcoin Diamond per Bitcoin. So it was more like 8%. Right now, it is trading at 100 basis points to Bitcoin, and you got 10 times more Bitcoin Diamond per Bitcoin. So you could get something like 10% if you have a way to move your Bitcoin Diamond, which I certainly do not yet. So we'll see, but yeah, I mean, Bitcoin Diamond is pumping. What can I say? What do you think, Tom? What's causing the pump?
Well, liquidity, right? Liquidity is causing the pump. So basically, I don't know, what exchanges are even trading it?
Well, the only one I know of is this one, Binance, and they are, doing pretty well. I think they sort of issued it as part of the fork. Anyone that had
right, well, right. So that's the situation, right? You have like one exchange that only allows its users who had Bitcoin on the exchange in the form of Bitcoin. So the liquidity of Bitcoin Diamond is incredibly small, right? So we're probably talking, I don't know, maybe 0.1% of all Bitcoin out there, maybe less, 0.01%, right? So the amount of Bitcoin Diamond that are out there is very, very small. And there are experts at pumping and dumping this stuff. And they're on this exchange, and these people probably knew it was going to be only this exchange, and then you just control the market, right? Hyping it up. You're talking about it. If it wasn't for you, I would have had no idea this thing even existed, right?
I want my 10%, man. That's what I want.
But you're not going to get it. Right? Because you need to find an external way to separate the keys. I mean, here's the problem, right? How much programming effort do you want ledger developers and Trezor developers to keep splitting these forks for you, because that comes at the expense of actual Bitcoin security?
Yeah, and that is very true. It's not people see it as like quote unquote free money, but it's not really free. It's the costs are just externalized to developers like the ones at Trezor or Ledger. That said, I think a wallet that just does all of the splitting for you and all that, and where the developers are very quick to implement new implementations and have like SPV functionality, I think that would be absolutely killer in this market right now. Because if you can move all these coins very quickly and the developers are very responsive, I think a lot of people would switch to that wallet. That said, I don't know how they would make money or whatever, but it's something to think about if you are a Bitcoin developer and you want to have a project that gets very, very popular. I almost guarantee that if you had that feature where whenever a new coin came out, you can split it, that would be amazing.
Making money should be easy, right? Because they can always charge like 2% of the split, right?
Oh well, that would be tricky, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be a little tricky because it goes against but they know your key in order for them to take 2%, right? But something like that, like of the split coins, not your Bitcoin, right? So they're splitting your Bitcoin, and then they're keeping like 2% of the fork.
Yeah, maybe like that. That could be the default, like some sort of donation thing, but you can always take it to zero, something like that. But yeah, all right. So Bitcoin Diamond, that's sort of the latest Bitcoin fork. I mean, it's kind of crazy that's going.
All right. So like, look, I'm still waiting for a good tool to put my Bitcoin private keys into to pull out the B Gold, because at least I have places where I can take the B Gold and sell it. Even if that tool existed for Diamond right now, I don't really have a place to go and get rid of it because I don't know what this exchange is. I don't have time to create new accounts. So
yeah. So we'll see. Although 10%'s pretty good, Tone. I don't know if that lasts.
You're not gonna get it, Jimmy. The liquidity is so small. Like the moment anyone of substance tries to get their 10%, it's going down.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. All right. So here's the Thanksgiving tweet. I've had the most number of likes on any tweet that I've ever done. It's
me.
Yeah, 2,939 likes, 852 retweets. It's it's a pretty generic Thanksgiving tweet. I'm thankful for the developers who strengthened the software, the holders, hodlers who amplify the store value property, the community who protects the network through shared values. Thank you for making civilization through sound money. All right, pretty generic.
And I just want to yell at you for not hashtagging Bitcoin, because this would have been the #1 hashtag Bitcoin for all of Thanksgiving and probably into today.
Yeah, clearly I am not very good at Twitter. But anyway, so I wrote this, and then guess who wrote back? He's quote retweeting this, and he says, "And the flaw: if you don't spend or use it, it is not money. Money is not just a holding Ponzi, it is a method of exchange. Thanks, BTC, for doing all you can to destroy the exchange value of Bitcoin. No exchange, no store of value in the long term." And
did you ask him if he spent all of his Bitcoin already? Because I hope the answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. I don't even know if he has any to begin with, to be honest with you.
That's a good point.
So he wrote this, and I wanted to sort of fisk him a little bit, and here's my reply.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. Can we make it clear this is the fake Satoshi talking to you, because this will go to audio podcast and people will have no idea?
Oh yeah. It was Craig S. Wright, fake Satoshi. So he wrote that, and then here was my response to his. And the flaw: if you can't sign with a known key, you are not Satoshi. CSW is not just a fraud; he is a bait and switch. Thanks, CSW, for doing all you can to destroy Bitcoin's reputation. No SIG, no work, no value to the community. So anyway, I said that because I don't normally get into Twitter fights. I try to avoid them, but this guy is a fraud. And you know, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I don't. I mean, like, he is as irrelevant to the Bitcoin community as possible. And I know people are gonna complain. Why are you giving him airtime or whatever? I just want to humiliate him because the guy's a fraud and in every possible way. And I have no idea why anyone listens to him. And well, actually, I do. Some people think that maybe getting him on your side is a good idea. Generally, having fraudsters on your side is a negative marker, and you should disassociate yourself from them whenever possible. So I don't care. Like, he apparently publishes papers for nChain or whatever, but honestly, he's a fake. He's a fake. And if he has something interesting to say, I'm not going to listen to him until he comes clean on his Satoshi stuff. So it is what it is. So anyway, and your thoughts on Craig S. Wright and his continuing to pretend that he's Satoshi?
No, I actually don't pay attention to him at all. I don't pay attention to any of them. I don't pay attention to what Craig says, what Roger says, what McAfee says. I mean, I try not to pay attention to what Jihan Wu says, but at least Jihan Wu, you know, has still until Drac and the Dragon, the Dragon miners can prove to us that they can do what they can do. I mean, Jihan Wu still has, you know, some kind of well, not credibility, but he has, you know, some kind of I guess pull in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Let's put it that way. But no, I don't care what this guy says. I don't even call him CSW. I call him Fake Satoshi. that is my only name for him.
Fake Satoshi. Yeah, gosh, he's such a fraud. Such a fraud. Anyway, let me.
And he didn't actually fool you, right? I mean, he fooled Gavin Andresen, who at the time some of us still respected.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't. Okay, so people are like, CSW does not pretend he is Satoshi. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. If you were honest, he would just say, all right, I tried to fool people with this public key, and, you know, signing, and I managed to fool a couple of people, but I could never put the thing in. Like, he had this weird post saying, like, I am not strong enough to sign this right now, blah, blah, blah. It was like the most emo, stupid thing ever. And people were like, what is, I mean, this is the stupidest, like, thing ever. And he ends up, like, founding a company and raising money. I mean, like, he's a fraudster. He's a fraudster, and like, there's no two ends about it. I hope he blocks me. That would be a badge of honor I would carry for the rest of my life. But, you know, he probably won't, because I don't know. Maybe he will. I just know he's a fraud, and if he wants to contribute to the community, come clean. That's the only way I'm going to ever listen to you, is if you come clean and say, I tried to fool people, I'm not Satoshi. Or come out with a signed key. You know, that even better. If you actually are Satoshi, sign a message saying Craig S. Wright is Satoshi with the Genesis key. Done. It's pretty easy. But, you know, I mean, other than those two options, if you are not, I'm not going to listen to anything you say, because you have no credibility. You've lied, and you know, you don't listen to liars. You ignore them. Anyway, all right. So there's my rant. Let me stop my screen share for Tone, so he can share his screen, and we can see what he wants to say about price.
All right. So my screen share. Here we go. Hold on a second. That new software here.
Yeah, let me.
Am I sharing desktop, or can I share application? Oh, nice. I can share application. I think so. That application? Yes. Let's do this.
All right. Let's see it.
How are we looking?
Yay! There's the mempool.
How do I? Yeah, but now why can't I pull up the? All right. Well, I'll just have to assume you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Okay. All right, so what's on the big screen? So I'm
I
over
see
this on the big
trade block and your.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, so there's the mempool, right? So look, we're even down to under 4 megabytes now. So this is excellent. Now, hey, this is what I forgot to ask you. So on Monday, Bitcoin is going to have a difficulty adjustment, isn't it?
I think it already did. Let me check. What block are we at? Let's see.
And what way did it adjust is my question.
Let's see. We are at block 496062. 496062. Divided by 2016 is, yeah, we adjusted already. I think it was yesterday. And let's see. I can go to Bitcoin Wisdom for the current difficulty. Current difficulty is almost exactly the same. I've heard I heard somewhere that the difficulty thing on Bitcoin Wisdom is actually broken. Yeah, so the predictions for the next one are kind of off. So now,
because this one could have gone either way, right? Because of the Bcash and taking a lot of the hash share, I can see Bitcoin difficulty dropping by a smidge.
Yeah, it dropped by just a smidge. It wasn't. Somebody in chat is saying by less than 1%, but yeah, it really wasn't very much.
Oh, so that's actually a pretty good thing. That means that that's good. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more mining still comes in, and mining can still be very profitable right now at the current prices of Bitcoin.
Oh, it's enormously profitable. We're at all-time highs. Anytime you're at an all-time high, mining is like a 6-month lead time game. So, yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're back to the Bitcoin price. I did some updates on some of these indicators. There will be more changes upcoming. I'm going to restructure some of the things. And I'll be doing videos on my channel today. I'm going to finally do a traditional economics one, and I will probably do another Bitcoin one later today. I really want to see what's happening with the price. So the week is coming to an end. Tomorrow will be the end of this week, and we're going to kick off the last week in this cycle. Now, I really believe that next week, there could be a bit of a top in Bitcoin. Now, a top in Bitcoin, it's hard to say, right? Because look, the last time we had a top in Bitcoin, we fell 30%. But it only took like 3 days. And then we were back to the upside, right? That's the crazy part. And over here, we also fell like 30%, but it took over a month. So you got to look at it like, oh man, it fell a little more than 30% in this case, but it fell from 3,000 to 1,800. Yeah, so just over 30%, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it took 5 weeks, and here it took like 3 days. So it's really, really tricky. So this is what happens when people are like making fun of me like last week, and they're like, oh, you were so wrong about the top. I'm like, well, yeah, I was wrong about the top. If you just found out I called the top, yes, that I was wrong, right? But if you watch me call the top in real time, I got it right for 30% down move. So it's really a matter of perspective of when you look at it. But anyway, so I am looking for a top next week. This week it looks like it's going to close out really, really strong. I mean, 9,000 is like I said. Yeah, remember our show yesterday morning, or was it the Bitcoin group? On one or both of those, I said, I'm looking for a breakout within the next 24 to 48 hours. And that's exactly what happened. So the weekly chart, I'll be looking for a top next week. Let's see how that goes. I can always change my mind next week. Here's the daily chart. Here's that breakout, right? So we had that. Again, I'm focusing on this one indicator because we're at new all-time highs. I have nothing else to go by here. My rule on no double tops went fully in place, and someone even commented on it. If I go to my notifications on Twitter, that I have a lot of, just the mentions, and I just saw it today. It was a very cool tweet. I don't retweet very often, but I don't mind like sharing them. Oh man, where was it? It's just too much. I got to do a control.
Dude, your Twitter's just insane.
Yeah, I'm just scroll down a bit, and I'm just gonna do a control F. Double top. There it is, right? So a tweet like this, right? So someone replied, I use tone vase, no double tops. I mean, that's just one of my rules, right?
Cambodia Bitcoin? Really? You have fans in Cambodia? Sure. Wow.
Dude, people everywhere, man. It's impossible to stay under the radar anymore.
Yeah, seriously.
I used to enjoy going to a conference and then sticking around for like 2 days and then just, explore on my own, get into some trouble nobody knows about. But now I got to stay like a month later because other people stick around. And
then they see you. Yeah. Want to associate.
And, right. So, but anyway, so the no double top rule is simple. You only get a few minutes to get out at the all-time high, like this. Okay. Or even kind of like this, but on a zoomed in chart, you had other chances to get out on 11.5. I still really like this doji, and that's why I called the top here. But when the news broke that we were doing live, that the 2x got canceled, you only had 5 minutes to get out at the very top. And that's how real tops are made. So when it came down over the last 4 days, we just spent way too much time between 8,000 and 8,300. So the rule is simple. That can't be a sustained high. We're going higher. So, and now we're higher, and now we're hanging around 85, 8,600 for way too long. So I'm expecting us to go higher. So my obvious targets are this Fibonacci extension just under 9,000, and it looks like we're kicking off a brand new uptrend. So this indicator will be giving you a buy point tomorrow. Now, I know it's a little bit late, but you could have definitely bought it today based on the double top, no double tops, and you buy the breakout rule and shorts got squeezed and all that. Zooming in, so the daily is just kicking off a brand new trend. And let's see if we can get 8 more days of upside to get us in line with the weekly trend ending. Now, the 4-hour certainly gave you a very good buy point, and I'm really liking this 4-hour with this indicator. Basically, the high of this candle puts you into the bullish trade. So that's the trade that probably a lot of the people that talked to me about this indicator probably did. Now, you can also say, hey, well, wasn't this also a buy point? And the answer is yes, it was. And even better, let me turn on the back test. The buy point was even closer to here because at one point this was a 9 candle. So there was other reasons to buy, but all of this was buy points. And sure, around this area, when the numbers turned red, you can cut your short and you can exit. I mean, your stop loss would not have been hit. I mean, even a tight stop loss on this trade should have been no higher than this area and the moving average. So your stop loss never got hit. But if these numbers scared you, sure, you can exit the trade and enter back in here. I mean, not every trade is going to be profitable, but this trade sure was. And so on the 4-hour candles, yeah, I'm looking at starting with the candle just now, 7 minutes ago, and this candle plus 5 more. And then let's see if we get a top. The hourly chart is cool. I actually took a look at it for the first time a few minutes ago when we were starting the show. And to explain this one, the prior high took place on one of my 9 candles right here, Jimmy. Mm-hmm. And it created, I know it's a little bit of a generous line, but that's like a risk line. So if you shorted off of this number with this red arrow, this is where, this is the generous stop loss, even though you should have kept lowering it with new lower highs. But once we kicked off this uptrend, it's really cool how it ended. It ended right off of another 9 with a reversal doji candle following the 9. And now if we did the show 3 hours ago, here is what I would have said in hindsight. I would have said, look for a 1 to 4 candle, which in this case, 1 to 4 hour correction from this 9, and then look for a new hourly uptrend to get you in line with the 4-hour uptrend, right? So if we have 5 more 4-hour candles, that's 20 hours. So that's plenty of time to get another hourly 9 hours in out of the next 20 hours that I'm bullish on using the 4-hour chart. So there you go. So, and once again, this is now 1, 2, 3, 4. This is now the 5th hour we are spending above 8,500.
So we're going higher. Yeah.
We're going higher.
Yeah.
We're going higher.
Awesome. Good stuff, man.
All right.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I just want to thank the many people that are watching us. Tone, I'll let you sign off, and then I'll sign off.
All right. I stopped my screen share, so I'm curious how it works now. I think your picture is blocking my picture, but in the corner there. Yeah, still learning some new software. Hey guys, thank you for I didn't do screen share, but thank you for watching us on these morning shows. We know that the volume stuff has been a little bit probably frustrating a bit, but we are gonna get that down. Why am I still trying to figure out like some of this stuff?
Here, let me share my screen so you can see what I see.
How do I oh, here it is. Perfect. Yeah. The big screen. Excellent. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Right, but your camera is now blocking my camera. There it is. There I am.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you can like magnify these, I guess. You can do like split screen. Yeah, we'll do a better job. You know, we're still getting the hang of these things. Hey, thank you for watching us. Thank you for following us. We're gonna continue to bring you great content, and we'll take it from here. I'm gonna start traveling again. I'm not sure about Jimmy. In about 4 days, I'm off to Colombia. Then I'm also speaking in Toronto on December 8th at a conference, and December 9th for my own seminar, which is kind of sort of sold out, but people are a little lazy about, you know, like confirming. So there might be like one more seat left if anyone is interested. And after that, my schedule takes me to Singapore on a cruise from Singapore to Thailand and back to Singapore. And John McAfee is going to be speaking on that cruise. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I look forward to that. All right. Anyway, I want to thank the people that have been watching. David Whitaker just asked me about the technical aspect of cryptos. That's a really, really long show. So maybe someday I'll be doing that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. This song is